Hi guys, welcome to this midday market mood check on Money Control. I'm Nandita Khemka. I'm bringing you the latest updates on the markets at this hour. If you look at the markets, no thrills Thursday, given the fact that it is a monthly expiry day, and markets are under extreme pressure given the fact that the Nifty is at the low point of the day, triple digit loss coming in. After a muted start, we have seen the losses intensifying. If you look at the Nifty, it is struggling to hold on to that 19,600 mark. Hasn't really fallen below that level, but 19,650 level has been breached once again. And last time I checked, the index was somewhere around 19,612 or thereabouts. But we'll have to see whether or not we manage to end the day above that 19,600 level or not. Broader end of the markets under pressure as well, but small cap index has managed to hold its head above water, given the fact that it has been outperforming the benchmarks as well as the mid cap index as well over the last few sessions, and the outperformance continues as the index is up somewhere around 0.3% or thereabouts. Sectorally, it's PSU banking index that has managed to hold out, and how it is trading 1.5% higher as we speak. Pharma is another pack that was managing to just about hold its head above the water. IT and FMCG were the top laggards. Remember, IT stocks did fairly okay yesterday, given the fact that there was an upbeat report by Morgan Stanley where they had increased their target prices on some of these IT names by anywhere between 11 to 29%. So it did see some bit of buying yesterday, but stocks have come under selling pressure today with the likes of Infosys, HCL Tech, Tech Mahindra, in fact, being the top Nifty loser. So on the losing end, aside of Tech Mahindra, you have the likes of Asian Paints, of course, that is reacting to the surge that we have seen in crude prices. Hurtling towards the $100 mark now. Brent prices are somewhere around $97 per barrel mark, and lots of stocks are reacting to that. Asian Paints, as I mentioned, among the top Nifty losers. You have the likes of ONGC and Oil India. Those two are holding out, given the fact that they are beneficiaries of a surge in crude prices. So Oil India has hit a fresh 52-week high. ONGC holding out, even in a weak market. Aside of that, if you look at some of the other losers, you have the likes of Titan, Mahindra and Mahindra, as well as ITC. On the gaining front, you have L&T. That stock has hit a fresh 52-week high. There's an upbeat report by UBS on the stock, and that's clearly rubbing off on sentiment. And that stock is clocking in gains as we speak. Aside of that, you have Adani Ports, Axis Bank, Sun Pharma, and ONGC, as I mentioned, among the top gainers. Let's talk about L&T. This stock has hit a fresh record high. In fact, UBS has raised the target price by 18% to 3,600 rupees per share from 3,040 rupees per share. It believes that the appetite for consistent new order growth and the cyclicality of earnings is something that bodes well. However, there is some bit of caution as we step into election year. Aside of that, telecom stocks in focus. Reliance Industries in focus, given the fact that Jio has added 4 million users in the month of July, whereas Airtel has managed to add somewhere around 1.5 million users. Vodafone continues to lose market share to these other players, and that is why the stock has come under pressure today. Remember, over the last 1 month or so, the stock is up 30%. But in today's session, after the latest subscriber addition data, the shares have once again come under pressure, down 3% or thereabouts as we speak. Let's also talk about Vedanta. Yesterday the stock was down 7%, and even today it is extending those steep losses. Yesterday there was news flow that Moody's had downgraded its parent's corporate family rating, as it believes that there is no headway into refinancing the debt that comes up for repayment in the month of January 2024 as well as August 2024. So on the back of that, Moody's had downgraded Vedanta, and this morning, we have reports saying that Vedanta may spin off some of its businesses into separate units, and aluminium, oil and gas, iron ore, as well as steel business may be spun off into separate listed entities, and this move of course will be aimed at managing its debt load going forward. So on the back of that, in fact, Vedanta was trying to recover some of the losses that it saw yesterday. It was up somewhere around 1% or thereabouts last time I checked, gave up most of the gains. But another stock in focus is MCX. That stock has hit a fresh 52-week high as well. 7% or so gains coming in on that stock, given the fact that it will shift to its new platform on the 3rd of October. This was the story that was broken by CNBC TV 18, and it has been confirmed now. It will be holding a mock trading session on the 2nd of October. Aside of that, ICICI Lombard, that stock is under pressure given the fact that it has got a notice, the GST notice for not paying 1,730 crore in taxes from July 2017 to March 2022. Now, this is the second such notice that the firm has got in 3 months, and the firm is planning to contest this demand. The stock was under pressure. Dixon Tech was another stock that did manage to hit a fresh 52-week high in early trade. Given the fact that it has signed a pact with Xiaomi to manufacture smartphones from its UP unit. Another stock that is doing extremely well in today's session is Global Health. Motilal Oswal has initiated coverage on the stock with a buy rating, target price at 840 rupees per share. In fact, it believes that the company can clock in PAT CAGR, the compounded annual growth rate of 26% over FY23 to FY25. That's boding well for the stock, up somewhere around 3 to 4% as we speak. If you look at some of the other movers on the Nifty 500 index, on the gaining end, you have Finolex Cables, MCX as I mentioned, and PSU Banking lot. As I said at the start of the show, that the PSU Banking index is gaining somewhere around 1.5%. What's aiding the gains is obviously stocks like IOB, Central Bank, UCO Bank. All of these banks are gaining anywhere between 4 to 6% a piece. On the losing end, you have Apar Industries, Capri Global, Vodafone Idea as I mentioned, HDFC, AMC. Also corporate action in Hindustan Aeronautics, trading X split today. So the stock has the price is under pressure obviously. Aside of that, we had a new listing today, Yatra. Started its journey on the Lal Street, but not a great start, given the fact that it listed at a 10% discount to its issue price of 142 rupees a piece. I think it has recovered some ground after the 10% loss that it saw on debut. So we'll have to see how it goes on from here for this company. But aside of that, in the second half, volatility is expected to persist, but we'll have to see whether we manage to pair some of those losses and perhaps end above that 19,700 mark or not. But right now, not looking all that great. In fact, below that 19,650 mark as we speak. So that's a pretty gloomy Thursday turning out for the markets. But those were all the movers and shakers in today's session. With that, it's a wrap on this midday market mood check. But of course, come back and join us on closing bell at 3:30 p.m. and we'll be talking about how the markets will be shutting shop, as well as some of the stocks that will be on our radar this afternoon. So that's it. It's a goodbye from me. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Stay tuned to Money Control for all your other news and updates.